Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back. I'm going to be doing a one-off episode by myself. Max had something come up because we would have been doing this right after we just recorded our normal thing, but I'm doing the NFL trade deadline special just to go over all the trades, give thoughts on it, and all that stuff. So it's mostly going to be trades that happened in the last around week or so. I'm just going to go over them real quick. It'll probably be like 15, 20 minutes maybe. But big trade deadline today. A lot of teams doing stuff that they need to do. A lot of teams not doing stuff that they probably did need to do. Um, One of those things, the first big one in the last week, not really big, but it's definitely helpful for them. The Rams trading for Roger McCreary really helps shore up their back end of their defense. I mean, they have a great defense, but the corners and safeties haven't been playing super great, but I think that getting depth there will definitely help them. And Roger McCreary's young; he's not terrible. Definitely help them out. I mean, Tennessee gets a little bit earlier of a pick. Don't really think it matters for Tennessee because they're kind of garbage, anyways. Not kind of, they're garbage. Um, but yeah, good. I think it's a good trade for the Rams. Decent trade for the Titans. I mean, I'd probably give it like a maybe like a C plus to a B minus for the Rams and a I don't even know like maybe like a C minus or a D plus for the Titans. I mean, it's just you're getting a fifth round pick for a young player because you suck. Um, and then the next one after that, the day later, Kyle Duggar traded from the Patriots to the Steelers. Now, I think it's good for them because Sean Elliott just obviously got hurt, and they need help on their back end because Jalen Ramsey this past week was playing free safety. I know Kyle Duggar, I'm pretty sure, is a strong safety, but either way, it's good to have help in the back end of it, anyways. And I honestly don't think it'd be a bad move for the Steelers to just play Jalen Ramsey there because a lot of older, which he's not crazy old, but older cornerbacks are moved to safety later in their career, and a lot of them it kind of works out. So I don't think it'd be a bad move to even try that out in general. And Jalen Ramsey's big enough to where he's like able to not big enough, but he's like long enough to be able to get all over the field and do all that stuff. So I think it's a good trade for the Steelers. You get a pick out of it. Like I mean, you only move down one round, and Kyle Duggar just signed a deal, so you don't got to do anything with that. You got him for the next 3 years or 2 years, so or like 2.5 years, I guess. Good trade for both sides, I think. I mean, maybe not so much for the Patriots, but I guess they just didn't. They're trying to maybe get a youth movement going on their defense, even though they just traded one of their linebackers. But 6th round pick, it's all right. It's not great. You're getting rid of Kyle Duggar unless they just wanted his money off the books or something. I'm not sure. I think it's good for both sides though. If the Patriots have somebody that they want to play there, I think I trust Mike Variable to make that decision because I know he's probably the one doing it. And then I didn't understand this trade really, unless there's something that people don't know about them or whatever. But the Patriots are winning games. I feel like their defense has been playing very well. And they traded Keon White, who's been in the league for 2 or 3 years, I think. Maybe it might not even. Yeah, it's like 2 or 3 years. Uh, don't really get this. I mean, they've traded two people and moved up and got 2 6th round picks for next year. I mean, unless they plan on drafting like the Tom Brady of defense next year, I don't know why you would do all this, but it's all right, I guess. I mean, I would probably give that one for San Francisco like if I was doing this pay the Steelers one too. The Steelers, I would probably give them a B plus for that trade because they needed back end help. Like on the safety side of the ball, this cornerback's been playing well this year, but not like amazing. But you get depth in your secondary, it's good. And the Patriots, I'd probably give that like a D. And then the same for this trade, probably the exact same, like a B, B plus, and then a D for the Patriots. You're getting a 6th round pick. I don't think that's something that you just need to do. Like, especially when your defense is playing relatively well and you don't allow a bunch of rushing yards. And Keon White's an edge rusher, basically. So I don't know. I don't get it personally, but whatever. And then moving on to the next one, another day later, we have the Jets acquiring a 6th round pick in John Mechie. Congratulations. I don't know. He doesn't play football barely. And then the Eagles, I don't know why everybody wants to help the Eagles out so bad, but are getting Michael Carter II and a 7th round pick. For the Eagles, I would give this probably like a minus, and for the Jets, I would give it an F. Like, what are you doing? I know you're like fire sailing, but you literally just got one round higher in the draft. Like that does nothing for you. But yeah, that's a good trade for the Eagles. I mean, they needed help on their back end of their defense because what is his name? Quinyon Mitchell has only played like not a lot of football, I feel like this year. I think he's maybe played like 3 weeks ish. So not and then the next trade is also the Eagles. They go out and get Jair Alexander, who hasn't been playing great, I don't think, from what I've seen of the Ravens. I mean, I think this is worse than the Michael Carter trade for the Eagles, but they also need depth in their secondary. So it's a good thing for them to do. You get Jair. He's a good veteran cornerback. I mean, he probably can play better. I mean, it's just probably it could be a scheme thing, how he likes to play, whatever. But I mean, he's also been hurt a lot recently. He's getting a little older. But I think it is a good trade for them. Even though I feel like he probably will be their nickel or Michael Carter's younger, so and probably he's been playing better. I'd probably play him. And actually, they'll probably play Cooper DeJean nickel, but it's good to have him. Just the depth would be nice. And I mean, Baltimore's getting a 6th-round pick. They obviously just didn't want Jair because he's obviously not helping their defense. So what's the point? And I think did they get a cornerback recently? No, they got a Lloyd Gilman. Yeah. So doesn't really do anything for them. And then we got an absolute head scratcher right here. The Dolphins are traded a 3rd-rounder, or they traded Jalen Phillips for a 3rd-rounder. I think it's a good compensation. I think you probably could have got another pick, like maybe a 5th or 6th. But Jalen Phillips is good. He's always played good. He's just been hurt. And you trade him to a team that needs help pass rushing the ball and just won the Super Bowl and traded for 2 cornerbacks. I don't understand the logic behind that, really. And I know every other team in the NFL probably is pissed off at them for that, I would guess. Doesn't make any fucking sense. For the Eagles, I would probably give that a A+ because their pass rush is what they needed help with the most on their whole team. And the only time they get pass rush is when Jalen Phillips, that's him, Jalen Carter is playing and like dominating. And I mean, it's basically like having one dude just trying to do everything, like the Bengals with Trey Hendrickson. So I think it's a great trade for them. I think the Dolphins, it's almost like a great trade. Just I think you could have maybe got a little bit more, but can't win them all. And then the Ravens, they go out and trade for Draymond Jones of the Titans for a 5th-round pick. Now, I think the one thing about this trade is that if he plays a certain amount of games or snap percentage or something like that, that it can turn into a 4th-round pick, or maybe if I forget what it is exactly, but there's a stipulation in the trade that the 5th-round pick can turn into the Ravens because it's not the Ravens pick, and it can turn into a 4th-round pick of the Ravens. If whatever he does or they do or whatever it is happens. And I think it's a good trade for them because Draymond Jones he's a good player. He's probably one of the brighter spots of the Titans defense. I mean, maybe not this season. I haven't really watched Titans. Really bad, not fun to watch. But he's a good pass rushing, like edge rusher. So it's good to have pass rushers all the time. It's always good to have him. I know they just traded Odafe Owe, so I don't really know. I mean, he played good his first game I saw of him on the Chargers, so not really sure. But I would definitely give that a good grade, probably like a B plus, maybe B minus. I don't know, somewhere in the B range for the Ravens. And then, I mean, a 5th that can turn into a 4th. I feel like whatever. I mean, I feel like Titans are just trying to get money off their books to maybe try and go get some offensive linemen in the offseason or draft offensive linemen, whatever. Now, the first trade of NFL deadline day happened after Jerry Jones decided to say, I got some stuff waiting in the bank for today. And he wasn't lying. So the Bengals, what a surprise, trade Logan Wilson, which I guess they're starting their youth movement for a 7th-round pick. They trade Logan Wilson. Captain of the defense, didn't play like barely the last 3 weeks. Hi, buddy. And he asked for a trade. They traded him. I mean, I wish they would have listened about Trey Hendrickson, but can't win them all. I definitely think this helps Dallas's defense, but the only thing about it is Logan Wilson, if he's doing it, which I feel like for the most part on the Bengals, he's one of the only ones that does, but he has to wrap up and tackle if he's going to be a person that helps try and turn this Dallas defense around, which obviously I don't think is really going to help them this year unless they just fucking win out. But I would probably give that like a B minus for the Cowboys to get him because he's a good linebacker. He's not the best linebacker. He's not great. I mean, he's like one of the top cornerbacks with interceptions, I think, in the last like 4 years or something. But what is that going to do when your outside cornerbacks are getting burned every play and they can just throw the ball outside? Doesn't matter. 7th round pick for the Bengals. I mean, come on. You couldn't have got anything else. Logan Wilson's like 26, 27 years old. I don't understand it. They probably just got an offer for him and just were like, oh, yep, see ya. Didn't even counter offer. Like, I don't understand it. It makes no fucking sense. Well, whatever. And then the next trade after that, the first big trade of the trade deadline day, Jakobi Meyers to the Jaguars for a 4th and a 6th. Now, I think this is a good trade because they just lost Travis Hunter for now 3 weeks because he's on IR, but I also saw that he should be fine basically right after he comes back. So they'll have 4 decent wide receivers like Brian Thomas if he gets healthy. Then they'll have Jakobi. Then they'll have De'Ami Brown. And when Travis comes back, they'll have Travis Hunter. And it is going to be, I think, good for the Jaguars because their defense has been playing well besides this week, literally besides this week for the most part because they got 4 touchdowns thrown on them by Geno Smith. But Jakobi Meyers is going to help Trevor Lawrence out. He's a good possession receiver. Like, you could play him in a slot. You can do all kinds of stuff with him. And he's a reliable receiver. He has been for the Raiders. He has been for the Patriots. So it's a great trade, I think, for the Jaguars. And I'd say probably give it like because he asked for a trade too. So, I'd probably say it's like maybe like a B plus maybe. And then the 4th and 6th round pick to the Raiders, I would say probably, I mean, it's receiver, and receivers always are just weird what they go for. You just never know. I would probably just say like a B minus, C plus. And then the biggest trade probably of the day, and maybe of the past couple, it might be a bigger trade than Micah Parsons' trade because Micah Parsons didn't have a deal, and that's why they traded him. Sauce Gardner signed a deal in the offseason, and he got traded to the Colts for 2 first-round picks and Adonai Mitchell, or A.D. Mitchell, whatever you want to call him. 2 first-rounders. That is I love Sauce Gardner. He's a great cornerback. That is a very steep price, I feel like, for any cornerback. Because the Colts, I think this is definitely going to help them, obviously, because you're going to have Tavarius Ward. You're going to have Sauce now, and you have Kenny Moore playing slot. But 2 first-rounders is crazy. I think it's a great trade, though, for the Colts. I'd give it an A plus for them, for sure, because of what you're getting. And I'd give it an A plus for the Jets because of what you're getting. And actually, I might make it go down to an A because you got Adonai Mitchell. Not really, but 2 first-round picks. If you're getting 2 first-round picks, it's gonna look great for you, unless you fuck those draft picks up, which is why you can't really grade draft picks. But you get 2 first-rounders. It's great for your team. And then another dude that got traded, and also I wasn't even thinking about this when I was talking about it, but Jakobi Meyers getting traded to the Jaguars. Apparently, the only other team on Jakobi Meyers' trade that was trying to trade for him was the Steelers, and they, I guess, could not get anything done, which is unfortunate because I know Max wanted Jakobi Meyers or Rashid Shaheed, some receiver. And then the Jets said that they weren't going to trade Garrett Wilson after they fleeced their whole team. Makes no fucking sense to me, but whatever. And then the tanking New Orleans Saints, who are playing the worst quarterback of the 2 that they have, trade Rashid Shaheed, their second best receiver and their deep threat, and probably just the biggest playmaker on their entire team, to the Seahawks. And that is insane because the Seahawks are loaded now at receiver. I mean, they already had good receivers, but Cooper Kupp's getting old. Rashid Shaheed is about to take the top off the defense, which JSN can already do, but Rashid Shaheed looks very fast, and like for football speed, he looks like he could be one of the fastest players in the league, probably like top 3 at least. And he is now on the Seahawks, where Sam Darnold is playing unreal. JSN's having the best receiver season in the league right now, and the Seahawks look like if he can play good play good for them, they could easily be Super Bowl contenders. I would say probably not, mostly just because the running game is really bad, and you got to be able to run the ball to stay up in games and like run the clock out and keep the ball to do that type of shit. But for a fourth and a fifth rounder, I think that's a great deal. He's like 25 or 26. Like, I love the deal. I think it's a great trade for Seattle. The Saints, they're just trying to obviously get picks because they suck. If I was the Saints, I would have been trying to trade everybody. I would have traded fucking Chris Olave because if you're trading Rashid Shaheed for a fourth and a fifth, you could trade Chris Olave for like a third round pick straight up probably. Because he's like what 20? He's like 25, 26, I think. So yeah, I'd say it's a good trade for both sides, mostly because the Saints are so bad. They got to get something for him. Even though I think they just signed him in the offseason. But he's going to be a great addition to Seattle. Sam Darnold's got a dude that he can just fucking throw that bitch up and he can just run under it and catch it. It's going to be a great for them. Then the next trade after that, we got, I don't know how to say this dude's name. But the Chicago Bears acquired Joe Tyrone sheet. I forget what it is. I'm not even going to attempt it. I'm just going to say Joe Tyrone. That's what it says on here. Or Tryon. Sorry, not Tyrone. But basically, the Browns just trade him and move up around in the draft next year from 7th to 6th. He's been a decent edge rusher, DN type guy. I just don't really. I know the Bears need a pass rush because Montez Sweat hasn't been playing great this year, but I feel like this is not the answer to your problems. If you wanted to go get an edge rusher or somebody to rush the passer and you have a decent amount of cap space, I'm fairly sure of, why would you not try and go get somebody like Jermaine Johnson or Trey Hendrickson or something like that? I mean, me personally, that's what I would have maybe thought to have done, but, you know, I'm not a GM. Ryan Pohl. No, is it Ryan Poles? Yeah, it is. No, they might have fired him. I don't remember. But yeah, I don't think it's a bad trade. I just don't think it's gonna solve all your problems. Like if I was grading that one, I'd probably say that's probably like I don't even know, like a C plus for the Bears and D for the Browns. Like you're getting, maybe not. I mean, it's maybe like a C minus for the Browns because it's not like you're really like he was not doing anything crazy for you. So, and then we have the second biggest trade of the day. Oh shit! Hold on, I just made myself too big. Gotta go back. No, go small. What did I do? No. Don't know what I did. I made myself too big. All right, I'm just gonna move it over there. I'm just not gonna be able to see myself. Anyways, oh, I didn't even see that trade. Okay, so the second biggest trade of the day comes from the New York Jets, and the Jets are just loading up on draft picks. They have five first-round draft picks in the next 2 drafts, and they got whatever Dallas's highest pick is. So if Dallas ends up having a better record than the Packers, then that Packers pick goes to the Jets. Great trade for the Jets. Mozzie Smith, I don't think has been really great this season, but he's young, I'm pretty sure, and I think you're trying to get young. They traded Sauce, they got Donovan Mitchell, they got John Mechie, like all these people they're trading. I think it's a good trade. Like it's a first-round pick, a second-round pick. Mozzie Smith, youngest dude. You don't have to pay Quentin Williams anymore. You don't have to pay Sauce Gardner anymore. This trade, Quentin Williams for the Cowboys, I think that just made them have the best interior defensive line in all of the NFL. You have Kenny Clark and Quentin Williams now. And I saw people on TikTok saying, well, Quentin Williams only has like 2 sacks this year, 1 sack. He's an interior defensive lineman. The only interior defensive lineman getting a shit ton of sacks is Aaron Donald, and he also started getting a lot of them when they moved him outside a little more. But I think it's a great trade. Quentin Williams is young. He's probably top 3 defensive tackles in the league. Kent, get out of there. Kent. Out. Don't go in there. But yeah, he's probably top 3, I would say. Yeah, like what, Dexter Lawrence. I can't even think of any other ones off the top of my head right now. Maybe like Leonard Williams, because Leonard Williams has been playing unreal this year too. Yeah, but Quinn Williams is a great trade. I would definitely, for Dallas, give that side of the trade, not what they gave up, because obviously that would affect it a little bit. But you're getting Quinn Williams. I would say that's an A+ for sure. He's already on your books now. Like they already paid him. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they just paid him like last year, or the year before. Great for them. Dallas, fucking A++. You get a fucking first rounder, a second rounder, and a youngish D tackle. Like same with I should have said that for the other one for the Jets too, an A++. Like you are getting 2 first rounders and a young wide receiver that you could add to your team and let fucking Justin Fields not throw the ball to him. Like it's good. Um, I think it's a great trade both ways. I think if you go off of like, who won this trade, I'd probably say Dallas, and the same with the Colts one. I'd probably say the Jets won that one. I love Sauce Gardner, but I think the Jets probably won that one because you're giving up a top like 3 or 4 cornerback in the league to get 2 first-round picks, and you don't even really know what's gonna come of that. Like I feel like if anything, Sauce is a foundational piece to start, and Quentin Williams to start rebuilding your team. All you need for the Jets really is a quarterback. And I know they always fuck up quarterbacks, but I feel like that's just something that the one thing you need. You need like another receiver, and you need a quarterback, and you are set. You drafted 2 fucking young, great offensive tackles in the last 2 drafts. I don't know. I mean, I think the Jets are like right there on being good and building that team to be good, but now they just threw it all away. I mean, not really threw it away. They fucking 1-7 or 1-8, but they had a bye week, so yeah, 1-7. And then we got the Saints trading a 6th-round or trading Trevor Penning for a 6th-round pick. I honestly don't know if he's good anymore because he was supposed to be very good. I forget where he went to school. It was like Northwestern or Northern Illinois. No, I think it's Northwestern or something. I could be completely wrong on that. Let me double check myself before I make myself look dumb. But Northern Iowa, that's what it was. Sorry. But yeah, he's like not a great offensive line. He's not bad, but he's not great. Like, I mean, he's probably just like a middle of the road lineman. You get a 6th-round pick for him. Like I said, you're getting rid of money, you're getting picks. Well, I guess it's good. I mean, the Chargers need linemen because Joe Alt's now out for the season because I don't know. The Chargers just they have a lot of injury problems and it's not good for them. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's a decent trade. I'd probably still give it like a C- for the Chargers and probably like a C+ for the probably maybe like a C+ for the Saints because you're not really giving it much up. Like it's Trevor Penning. And then the last trade of the trade deadline day, which I was really upset because there was so much big stuff happening from like 1:30 to like 3 o'clock, and then everything just stopped. And the last hour, nothing happened besides these last 2 trades. But I'm not even. I might butcher this. I think his name is Jasser Taylor. I think it's Jasser. JA apostrophe Sir Taylor. I mean, I think he's a young cornerback. He doesn't really. I'm fairly sure he's pretty young, isn't he? 3 years in the league, 1999, so he's 25. Or no, 20. He's about to be 26. Am I dumb? Yeah, I might be dumb. He's 27. About to be 27. Okay, it says it right there. I'm just not reading. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Not, it doesn't really do anything. Like you're probably just trading a pick to get somebody to see what he does for your team. I guess. Like you just have to have cornerbacks. They traded fucking 2 of them away, so you got to get some. So I mean, it's pretty much like whatever. So like it's not doing much for you. So yeah, and for some of these teams, like the Jets, why are you not trading? Like if you're fleecing the team, like not fleecing them, but like just getting a fresh start, basically. I know Garrett Wilson's young, but he's already been in that culture, and I feel like nothing about this today is going to make him be like, yeah, I want to stay here, be on this team where you just traded our whole fucking defense basically away besides 3 dudes like Will McDonald, fucking Jermaine Johnson and Quincy Williams. Like that's basically the only people they really kept, and like Austin Davis or whatever. But like I I just don't get that. I think if I'm them, Garrett Wilson is young. He's good. He's had good seasons every year he's been in the NFL besides this year because he's Justin Fields can't fucking throw the ball. That's someone I feel like you have to trade. You have to. And then after that one, on people that should have been traded, Brees Hall. The Chiefs need a running game, and Isaiah Pacheco doesn't seem to be it this year. Kareem Hunt clearly is not it. He's mostly just their goal line back and receiving back, and now a little bit Rashad Smith. Why not give them Brees Hall for, like, I don't know what you give for him. He's young still. He's like 24, 25, I think. Go give him, like, see if you can get something for him. Like, nice. He asked for a trade with like an hour left, or a little over an hour left. And I just don't, I don't know. He clearly doesn't want to be there. He didn't want to be there from weeks before, too, where everybody was saying free 20. Like, I would have probably traded him. It's so easy nowadays, I feel like, to get a good running back if you have the right scheme. So I would have definitely thought, like, let's trade this dude and we can just fucking restart everything. And Garrett Wilson. And maybe Tremaine Johnson, I don't know. I mean, you gotta obviously have some people on your team because if they trade everybody, they're gonna be terrible, like really terrible, like they aren't already. But whatever. And then the Bengals. Zach Taylor, you are, because I know you're basically acting GM right now. You're fucking terrible. Trade Trey Hendrickson. And if it's not you, Zach, Duke Tobin, Mike Brown, whoever it is, fucking trade Trey Hendrickson. You're getting nothing for him. You're just losing the money. And like all we did trading Logan Wilson is save $2 million or $3 million. It was like 2.89 or something. Trade Trey Hendrickson. Like obviously you're not trading T. You're not trading Jamar. You're not trading Joe Burrow. Trade that money off the books. Get some. I don't care if it's a fucking third or a fourth, whatever, because we need to get something for him. You could have got easily a late second round pick and a fourth or something like that. And we just don't do it. And now we're going to lose him for nothing. And that's going to be that. And Trey Hendrickson's going to go be good somewhere else at rushing the passer probably because we'll have help on the D-line, and the Bengals draft like shit anyways since we lost Marvin Lewis. So it's there's been better days as a Bengals fan. I can say that because we just needed very badly to get rid of him, and probably a couple other dudes like Jordan Battle, probably just because these dudes can't tackle. They can't wrap up. They can't do anything, and it's just embarrassing. And also about the trade deadline day, the Irsay family, I know, rest in peace to Jim Irsay. His daughters came in and they said we're fucking gonna go try and win this bitch this year, and they're really doing it. I mean, they got a fucking great shot, I think now, like way better than before. Shot at winning the Super Bowl this year. If Danny Dimes continues to play how he plays, because I still have that feeling in the back of my head, like, oh, I can talk about that real quick. They just dropped the college football playoff bracket. But yeah, I definitely think that Irsay family just did great today, trying to get one this year at the least. And Jerry Jones actually stuck to his word. I mean, Marcus Spears, if you're watching SportsCenter, you could see how happy he was because of Jerry Jones actually doing something that he said he's going to do. But I mean, that's pretty much it on the trade deadline. I'm going to talk about this for about 3 seconds, the college football playoff thing. So they just came out with the rankings, and as you know, this year, doesn't matter the conference winner. The conference winner does not get you a bye this year. So, as of right now, they have the 1 seed as Ohio State, obviously. 2, Indiana, obviously. 3, A&M. I like that. I think they are better than Alabama because Marcel Reed is disgusting. Alabama 4. So 2 Big Ten to 2 SEC schools. I think that's fair with how the season's been going. And then the 5th seed, Georgia. Okay. And they have Georgia playing Memphis. Now, I think Memphis would get in as the Power 5 school, I think it's the top ranked Power 5 school. I don't remember exactly what it is, but I don't think that's going to end up staying the same anyways because James Madison wins all their games by like 30 points and they fucking play nobodies. So all they got to do is just win every game and they're fine. And then after that, it will be Texas Tech, Oregon. Now, Oregon, I don't understand how they're ranked as high as they are after the past few weeks because we've seen that Penn State's not that good. They lost to Indiana, which obviously Indiana's very good. But if the game, they didn't look good at all. Like in any way did Oregon look good in that game. So I don't understand that. I think they should be lower or maybe not in it because they've played 2 teams that are ranked, I think, too. Yeah, because Indiana, Penn State. And then after that, we have Ole Miss and Virginia. Virginia is not going to stay in this. There's no fucking way. I don't see that happening. Ole Miss, they're like, I'd say, yeah, they're pretty close to second or third best team in the SEC. Hi, buddy. But they're just like kind of hit or miss. Like they almost lost to Washington State. I think this past week they almost lost to. No, wait, was this past week? Oh no, they lost to Georgia. That's what it was. So was that them? Yeah. And I just, they're gonna try and get as many SEC schools in there as they can. So, and then Notre Dame. I hate Notre Dame. I don't think they should be in the playoffs. Every good team they played so far, they've lost besides USC. So, doesn't make any sense to me. BYU, they've looked good, but this basically next week is a get in the college football playoff game because I think BYU plays Texas Tech next week, and that's probably also going to be the Big 12 championship, either that or Utah because Utah just kicked the shit out of Cincinnati. And I know there's a small chance that Houston does, but I doubt that happens. So yeah, BYU, Notre Dame. If that happens, Notre Dame's kicking the fuck out of them probably, and it's unfortunate, but whatever. And then the first team out and second team out, they have Texas and Oklahoma, which I agree with as well. I think Texas is better than Oklahoma because it looks like Texas is starting to figure out their offense a little bit and how they should be playing. They've been winning pretty good games the last couple of weeks because they just beat Vanderbilt, I think, this past week. Yeah. In Oklahoma, they are kind of like their offense looks terrible. I don't understand it. Like John Mateer's good, but I feel like he's not good at throwing the football very much. So yeah. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Really sad that UC lost, but we are starting to get the college basketball season and NBA season, which we will probably have to do one-off little episodes while we record. We'll do like a 1 hour of NFL, do like a 30, 40-minute thing of and like everything else because the NFL we're going to talk about for a lot longer. There's less games, so it's easier to talk about it for longer. When there's more games, you can't talk about it for 10 years. So, yeah. So that is going to be it for this little one-off episode trade deadline special. We are sponsored by oneaparlay.com. Use promo code JMP and get $10 deposit match up to $250 and minimum $10. Sorry. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. Max will be back. Obviously, we literally just recorded. I'm wearing the same thing I was wearing when we recorded the other one. He just had something that he had to go do. So I just recorded the trade deadline special one by myself. So yeah, that's going to do it. And peace out, everybody.